Howdy folks, tonight we're diving into a story so bizarre, so unexpected, that you'd swear it was a Cards Against Humanity card itself. Picture this, Elon Musk, the guy who wants to die on Mars, is locked in a legal battle with a company that makes a game about poop jokes and awkward family gatherings. Yes, you heard that right. This ain't no joke, folks. SpaceX, the rocket company, is being sued by Cards Against Humanity, the party game for horrible people. And the battleground? A patch of dirt in Texas. Now you might be thinking, what in the world could these two have in common? Well, it all boils down to one thing: land. You see, SpaceX needs a place to launch its rockets. And Texas, with its wide open spaces and lax regulations, is the perfect spot. But it turns out, SpaceX might have gotten a little too comfortable down there, allegedly encroaching on property that doesn't belong to them. And who owns that property? You guessed it, Cards Against Humanity. Now before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's rewind a bit. Back in 2017, Cards Against Humanity, known for their, shall we say, unconventional marketing stunts, decided to buy a small piece of land right on the US-Mexico border. Why? To stick it to then-President Trump and his border wall plans, of course. They even called it the Wall of Game and hired lawyers to make sure no one could build on it. Fast forward to 2024 and wouldn't you know it, things start getting weird. According to Cards Against Humanity, SpaceX, the company that wants to colonize Mars, apparently couldn't even tell the difference between their own land and someone else's. They claim SpaceX used their Wall of Game property as a dumping ground for construction materials and vehicles, basically turning it into a space junkyard. And they weren't too happy about it. So, what do you do when a multi-billion-dollar company allegedly uses your land as a parking lot? If you're Cards Against Humanity, you sue the pants off them. In September of 2024, Cards Against Humanity, under the name Whole Holding LLC, because of course they used a shell company with a funny name, filed a lawsuit against SpaceX, accusing them of trespassing, property damage, and generally being a nuisance. They claimed SpaceX's actions not only messed up their land but also tarnished their reputation as defenders of the little guy, or in this case, the little piece of land. Now you might think a company like SpaceX, with all its rockets and billions, would just throw some money at the problem and make it go away. But this is Elon Musk we're talking about, a man who once tweeted, "I do not concede," about a parking ticket. So, what did SpaceX do? They basically went silent. Now you might be thinking, how can we be sure SpaceX actually did anything wrong? Maybe it was all a big misunderstanding. Well folks, this is where things get really interesting. Remember those satellites SpaceX keeps launching into orbit? Turns out some of them were pointing back at Earth, specifically at this patch of land in Texas. And what did they see? Well, let's just say the photos don't lie. Independent analyses of these satellite images, taken over several months, clearly showed activity on the land in question. We're talking tire tracks, construction materials, even temporary structures, all popping up like mushrooms after a space rain. And the timing? Well, it lined up perfectly with Cards Against Humanity's claims. So, the evidence is mounting, the lawsuit is filed, and the world is watching. Surely SpaceX will address this, right? They'll issue a statement, clarify the situation, maybe even apologize for the misunderstanding, right? Wrong. In a move that surprised absolutely no one familiar with Elon Musk's playbook, SpaceX decided to say absolutely nothing. No press releases, no tweets, no official statements, nothing. Now this lack of response could be for a number of reasons. Maybe they're trying to avoid admitting fault, or perhaps they're hoping the whole thing will just blow over. Or maybe, just maybe, they're busy launching another batch of internet satellites to further fuel this whole satellite imagery evidence game.